Oh, you guys, we have a situation. Well, I think that might be an alpha raptor. And if that is an alpha raptor, we need to go deal with it immediately. But I'm not too worried, because we have a wolf pack. And, oh my goodness, this has taken me a long time. I've been working quite a bit off camera here. And I'm just going to shove a bunch of this stuff back here, because these guys do not have very much weight. And let me actually... Oh, I hope he doesn't run over here. Oh, don't fight Peregrine, please. Let's just go ordering groups. I'm gonna just go with group 6. And we're gonna switch to tame group 6. No, I don't. No, I want to add the whole species. Add class to 6. There we go. So now if we're on... Okay, that's none. Now this is 6. That's all the dire wolves. We're gonna go ahead and have them all follow us and go see if we have to take out an alpha raptor, because I'm pretty sure that's what I saw over here. There was some kind of raptor for sure, and I think it may be an alpha. See where he's right there. I think he's gonna come at us. And we have a lot of wolves now. Oh, that is an alpha indeed. And I've actually been naming quite a few of them, at least the ones we plan on breeding after our Wolf Quest wolves, because why not? Now, keep in mind, you guys, just because we're naming them after them doesn't mean... Oh, he's after us. Oh, he's over there. Oh my goodness, we can't even get to him. We can't even get to him. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my goodness, they're... Oh my goodness, wow, look at that. That was a level 16 alpha. Down in no time at all. That is why I love these guys. Let's get back over here, and I'll introduce you to some of them. It's a little bit of a foggy day right now, and I'm actually working on the base. I decided to expand it. We got a Sarcastodon. I found one. He was a 72 at the tame, I think. And we got a Parasaur as well, who I've been using to cart around like rocks and stuff. I bring her mining with us. And, who else do we have? We got another Arctic Griffon. We have 2 of them now, and they're both the really cool looking ones. We also have this guy, Aidan the Raptor. I was out looking for direwolves, hyenodons, just anything of interest, and he turned out to be a 108, and so I brought him back and tamed him, and so now we have a raptor. And we also have this Megalosaurus, who is, I believe, also 108. Almost everything I've been taming has been over level 100, just because the low-level ones, if you're going to do breeding, aren't all that good. But I will introduce you to the wolf pack. I have... Almost all of these guys have been over, 100, and I've been naming all of them after our Wolf Quest wolves, because I thought that would be kind of fun, and it gives me a lot of names to start off with. So we'll try and memorialize, at some point, every Wolf Quest wolf we've ever had in this. I think that'd be kind of a cool goal. Oh good, the fog is clearing. And we're overheating, darn it. But yeah, and then there's also a few that I'm not going to breed, so only the ones I'm going to breed are the ones that have names. And I'm trying to name them based off their looks, sort of, as keeping with the Wolf Quest canon. But yeah, so let me go ahead and introduce you. So we have, first off, we have Nova. He's actually, I believe, the highest level tame we have. One of them, he was 116. He's actually got really good stats. He's one of our top potential breeding creatures here. He has really, really good, I think it might be... I can't remember what stat he's really high in. I also use ARK Smart Breeding for any of you guys who happen to know about that program. Basically what it does is it'll log a creature's stats for you and tell you exactly how their points are distributed. So if we look here, he has, I think it's really high... I think it is really high melee or really high health or something. I haven't been boosting their points because I kind of want to make sure I have everything set before we start breeding, and then we'll start boosting points. But so he has really high stats. We also have Crystal, who I'm not sure she's one of the top breeding creatures, but she's also pretty good. I actually found a lot of 116s. I haven't found a 120, but I believe Crystal, let's see, I think she was probably like a 108 or something, because I know Nova was a 116, and he's now 173. So another very strong one. Almost all these guys have the alpha buff because the way the wolves work in this is they have a pack leader and it's the top one, and I think when you tame them, you retain that. This one, I think, is this one of them? This is, yeah, okay. So this was a 100 something who lost taming effectiveness, so I ended up spaying her so that she won't be able to breed, but we'll probably do with the ones that I've actually spayed or neutered. We'll send them off to the other bases just so we have some dire wolves there, but they won't be used for breeding. I think same with this one. No, this is Katari. Okay, so this is Katari. I ended up changing which wolf I wanted to name after Katari because she is another very high level. I think she was also a 116 or something really strong. 116, 112 probably, actually. I think the 167s were 112s. And so the original one I ended up, because she was only a 72, we're not going to be using her for breeding either. We have, I think this is Cosmo. Cosmo is another very strong one, but I think had a more even stat balance, nothing exceptional. I know Nova got a lot of points put in one stat, and then we also have, oh, I can't do that, can I? I'm kind of just going to kind of group them a little bit here. We had another one that was very exceptional, and I think, was it Flare? It might have been Flare. No, it was either Flare or Terrell. I can't remember. I think it was Flare, though, possibly. I think so. Somebody had like 40-some stat points in melee. And so the way stat points work in ARK, I should explain that a little bit, is that, no, actually maybe it was Terrell. So like, okay, if you tame a wolf and it's 116, its level is how many stat points it's going to have, and they'll be distributed between the different stats. And so usually the ones you want to look at, let's just come over here, we'll look at Katari. Usually the ones you want to look at are health, stamina, weight, melee, and movement speed. Stat points can be distributed, I believe, between any of those, and then I think any excess goes into movement speed. Oxygen and food are nice, but there's really not a huge amount of point in buffing them excessively. So if it kind of gets up to that's a nice bonus there. But so if you have a 116, they're going to have 116 points distributed between those stats. And when you breed, it takes the parent stats, and there's like a 70% chance of getting the higher stat from whichever parent has the higher stat, and 30% of the lower stat. So if you have a wolf that has a crazy one, like I think it may have been actually Terrell. Yeah, it was Terrell. He came with an excessive amount of melee. He got like 40 stats in that one, just in melee. So if we were to breed Terrell and we bred him with someone who had good stats in health, and then the baby would have a good chance of getting the higher health stat and the higher melee stat, and would be an even better combination than the parents. And so that's the purpose of breeding in ARK. And also keep in mind that even though we're naming these guys after the Wolf Quest wolves, we're not going to keep to the true bloodlines, and we're probably not going to keep to the same breeding pairs either. They're namesakes in name alone, and not accurate representations, because that would be absolutely 100% too chaotic. We also have Moon, who's, again, another one named after that. I think she's a pretty good wolf. She was pretty high level. I think she was like 100, maybe a level 100, level 108 or something. But I don't think she has any exceptional stats. Oops. I keep doing that. And then I believe the rest of these ones over here are all neutered, or spayed. Yeah, spayed, neutered, and neutered. Yeah, so these guys, most of the ones that are neutered were either low levels, or something happened and the taming effectiveness went way down, because the taming effectiveness plays into the breeding as well. It is inheritable. And so if you get a wolf with bad taming effectiveness, you probably aren't going to want to breed it. So these guys are eventually going to go off to other places. We might name them as well. I just didn't happen to have a good name off the top of my head at the time for any of them. And so these guys were all either low level or low taming effectiveness. They'll still make perfectly fine defenders. We can still train them, but they're probably not going to be the best for breeding. And so we have quite a few wolves here. I think I'm probably going to try and find a few more. We've got, what, like 6 or 7 or 8, I think? And we're going to keep them all in here for the time being. Let's go in, and I just said I wanted to extend this area back and make it a little bigger, and so each of these wings will probably be where we have one of the stables. I'm going to extend this one as well. We'll probably have a stable area. I want to make this will probably be our center of caniform creatures. So that'll be the wolves, that'll be the hyenodons, that'll be the sarcastodons. Are there any other caniforms? I'm not sure. By the way, this is our sarcastodon, and basically they function like a direwolf, but they look like a hyenodon. They're modded creatures, so they're not in vanilla ARK. If you're just playing ARK with no mods, you're not going to get these guys. But they're pretty cool as well, and I would like to breed them at some point. But they're functionally very similar to direwolves. So this will probably be, because a lot of the caniform creatures come from the snow biome, so we'll probably have them. We'll probably keep some griffins. We might breed argents here as well, because I did find we have this Argentavis who is really high level as well, like I think an 80-something, and I really, I think, yeah, female. I really love her looks. So we don't have any good male Argents as far as I know, though. So we're still kind of looking around, but I really liked the black, and so I wanted to keep, or it's kind of almost a dark greenish, actually. Sometimes if there's a creature that's lower level, I will keep it if it has a really nice coloration that I haven't found a higher level of, because you could still breed that in, and then within a few generations eliminate the lower leveling issues. But yeah, so that basically sums up our wolves here. These are going to be some of our main breeding ones, and I'm going to continue to look for more. I want to try and find, so far we haven't found any of the red ones. They're quite rare, but you can get this really nice, actually I think this basically color that's really similar to this that you can see on the Sarcastodon. You can find that in the wolves too, and that I think is the only color we don't have. And plus there can be minor variations, so like these guys all have they all have 3 colors. So they have a back color, they have, I believe they have the side colors and then the underbelly color, and I believe it's distinct. So like I think this is Moon, right? I think, or no, this is Crystal. I think Crystal has either black or kind of a reddish tint, because, yeah, it's reddish brownish, you can see. Or, excuse me, it's not the underbelly, it's the feet, I think, that have a different coloration. And so some of it is naturally shaded. It's going to look pretty similar, but where did Moon go? We have Moon somewhere. Moon's down there. So I think Moon might have a slightly different shade. I think she does, actually. Okay, we're just gonna do that. Yeah, okay, never mind. I thought they were closer in coloration. Some of the colors stand up much more, but I'm pretty sure that Crystal here has brown on the feet and then brown on the back, as well as the white body. So you can breed for those different traits as well. And it'll become more obvious when we actually have stuff we can contrast with. I actually don't see any distinction on the back for Nova, so maybe he just has the same coloration, but I think his feet might be darker. Some of it is just the natural shading, and a lot of the colors for the direwolves can be really similar, so unless you get something particularly striking, it doesn't always stand out the most. Oops. And I do apologize if it's a little bit noisy. I guess my neighbors are having a tree cut down. I did not know that was going to be a thing, but yeah, apparently it's a thing. And so there's been some work going on out there, and I apologize, it is a little bit loud here. We also have our Arctic Griffin, so I believe this is the one we originally, or no, the other one's the one we originally tamed, and then later on I found this one, who is a female, and so these guys we might breed for at some point if we want to keep the coat in. Or I guess, is it called a coat if it's feathers? If we want to keep the markings in, then we might breed these guys into our Arctic Griffin line. Aidan is this very cool red color that I really like too. It's kind of uncommon to see a red raptor, and so I thought that was neat. And then again, very nice looking Megalosaurus. That was actually the reason that I picked her up. I just wanted to see what level, and she turned out to be like a 116 or something like that. Or I think either 116 or 108. I can't remember a lot of the exact levels. ARK Smart Breeding logs all the stats at the beginning, so I usually use that to track, and like it'll rate breeding pairs based off the potential desired results. And so like with a lot of these guys, it'll tell you which stats are good and which would be compatible and such not. Another thing to note is we're probably going to go into the breeding pretty soon here, and when we do, we may see some inbreeding. It works a little bit differently in ARK than it does in real life, honestly, it's kind of accurate. I'll explain it more once we actually get into the breeding. I think I'm starting to understand it. I've been having to do a lot of research into it because I haven't known the specifics of how it actually works. But just to keep that in mind, we may see some inbreeding. In a lot of cases, I'll probably try not to, because especially once you start working with mutations, it starts to become a bad thing. But it's kind of, in some ways, it is a realistic depiction, because a lot of the ways that certain dog breeds came to be is through inbreeding, and that can oftentimes result in the negative results as well. So it kind of, I'll explain in more detail, but just to give you a heads up, we may have some inbreeding going on if we're trying to get stats or certain traits or whatever, but we are going to try and avoid it if we can, in a lot of ways. Sometimes it's just hard to find good wolves, though, and so if we have a particularly good one that we're trying to breed stats for, we may end up having to inbreed them. So that's about it for this, I think. I just wanted to get the Alpha Raptor fight on camera and to just demonstrate how the pack works together here. But I'm going to keep building this. I'm actually going to extend this out so that this back wall here is straight and then connects up with this. And this will be, we'll get the two wings set up, and then I'm probably going to make it even higher up on the top. And that might be, we might house either more dire wolves, or we might house our flying creatures. It's probably going to be a multi-level stable to begin with, though. We could probably get, I want to say, about 3 levels in this around here, and then we'll have other areas, so like we'll probably have a room for actually breeding and stuff. So I'm going to continue working on that, but I just kind of wanted to check in a little bit and give you a heads up on what I'm doing and to show you a little bit about that. But yeah, we will be back in a short bit. Oh, we have a drop over there too, and that's been one cool thing is we actually have a drop that lands over there, and I've seen a red drop land there. Red is pretty rare and gives you some really good stuff, so that's a very good thing. That's one thing that's nice about this location. But anyway, I think we're going to, well, we're not going to wrap up. I'll come back a little bit later and finish off the episode then, but I'm going to keep looking for more wolves and keep working on this, and basically just keep growing this operation. So I will see you guys then. So I figured I should probably explain exactly what's happening, because this is not where we left off last time, and I've actually been working over here, and I didn't really ever explain that. So I've been setting up on a base on this island. It's called, I think it's called Dead Island, and it's so named because I believe only carnivores spawn here. There's all sorts of nasty things on this island. That's an Alpha Carno and a Rex down there. As I was saying, nasty things spawn here. I'm also dying of heat stroke. I might need to go inside or pull off some armor here, because, good heavens, it is really hot, apparently. But yeah, so I've actually been out here trying to get some more Argentavis. I'm trying to get a black one, because I really like the black coloration, but I haven't managed to get one that's a high level yet. So we still have Peregrine, but Peregrine is actually at the base here right now. Is this one any good? No. So I'm trying to, I've been going around fighting off a lot of them that are really low level, and but I'm trying to get some high-level ones, because at some point I want to do a breeding operation, and we don't really have the means to do that just yet with so many low levels. I took a break from catching a bunch of dire wolves, and so they're all back at the base in Hidden Valley still. Is this one a good level? It almost looked like it. Nope, that is level 8. Never mind. So, Peregrine is back at the base. We're actually on a new Argentavis right now, who was a 120 when I tamed her, and now I believe she's up to like 200 something. I figure she'll probably end up being a better travel mount than Peregrine. I do love Peregrine dearly, but I max out her level at like 180 or something. And we have a bunch of other high levels here too that at some point I might breed. But so our current Argentavis that we've been using quite a bit here is Amber. She is up to 234. I'm dying of heat stroke. Am I able to, oops, am I able to, take off the gloves and stuff. I've accidentally left my other armor. There we go. That'll keep me from dying at least. I accidentally left a lot of my flak armor, I think, at the mountain base, and I just haven't gone to get it. The reason I haven't gone back right now is because I haven't set up a teleport at this base yet, and I don't actually have the materials to do it, so I will have to go home at some point. But until I finish getting the bulk of this built up, I kind of want to just stick around out here and work out here so I don't have to be flying back and forth, because our other base is all the way across the water, and it's kind of just a trek to get there. So there's lots of... That's a scorpion. Oh, right there in the bushes. There's lots of things here that are out to kill us, although I did manage to get a couple high-level Rexes here, and they laid an egg, I guess. So they're a mate-boosted pair. I haven't really named them. They were level 80-something, both of them, when I tamed them. And so they're kind of just like the bodyguards of the base. If we ever do end up breeding Rexes, I want to try and do it with 120s. Of course, those are very rare and hard to find. But these 80s will serve well to guard the base. There's not much that gets past them. I had to sick them on a high-level Alpha Raptor at one point. That has spawned right there, because we do have Alpha Carnos and Alpha Rexes here. That Rex is holding its own. That could be a good candidate. Yeah, because the Argent just died. Oh, no, it's not fighting. That's why. How high level is this Rex? Excuse you. This is the Carno. This is when I would get my Rexes out here. Let's see how high level this guy maybe actually is. If we come and hit him, then he should follow us. Oops, we don't want to go that way. I want to go up here. That's a really nice looking Rex, actually. He's completely black. Maybe we'll try and take out this Carno. This Alpha. The Argents are pretty strong. Ouch! That didn't actually do as much damage as I thought it was going to. Oh, the Rex is back. I don't want to kill the Rex unless it turns out to be a low level. Oh no. Ouch. But that is a really nice looking Rex. I almost want to tame him just for the colors. Are we able to see what level? Nope. Sometimes if you fly up at just the right angle, you can get a good look at the level, but that's really hard to do when it's a Rex and it's trying to eat you as you're trying to look at it. So I don't think we're going to end up... This is going to be a high-level Carno, isn't it? Alright, maybe we can lead the Carno away. Come get me. Come get me. If we can lead the Carno away and maybe get it in a fight with something else, or maybe get it over to where our... Hey, no. Excuse you. Maybe get it in a fight with our Rexes. We might be able to... No, don't go that way. Hey. Hey. I hit you in the head. Come over, get me. No, don't follow the Carno. I wanted you away from the Alpha Carno so I could maybe tame you. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. We might just have to take this guy out. We can't even see if he's damaged, and I wish that coloration would show up more in non-alphas, because, yikes, that is a really cool-looking Carno. I'm keeping an eye on the stamina. I keep running out of stamina with Amber. I don't think she maybe has quite as high as Peregrine. Unfortunately, when she tamed out, a lot of her stats went into food, which is not ideal. But she still got pretty good. Oh, that was only a level 12. I guess it was close to dying. Okay. So if we managed to... Oh. No. Oh, we got stung. And the Rex is dead. Yeah, so it wasn't a high level anyway. Darn it! I was hoping we would have a high level. There's a Carno and an Argent. I think the Carno's going down. But I don't think... Hey, whoa. No. Is the Argent any good? I kind of don't think so. I kind of don't think... Oh, that was a 120! Oh, man. Well, that just goes to show that just because something's really injured, you shouldn't write it off. Darn it. That's really... I'm mad about that. I'm pretty mad about that one. So... No, No. Amber was a 122, so that's okay, but... They're hard to find even here. You just have to basically go around the island and fight everything and then repeat the process. So I've been doing that quite a bit. That was why I didn't film a lot of it, because it's literally just me flying laps around this thing fighting everything. And it's really good for Amber leveling up as well. Oh, we got a good crossbow. That's a good crossbow. I don't really use crossbows all that often, though, because we have the trank gun, and I often prefer, I'll usually just knock a creature out and then address it, or I just go in with the Argent and take everything out. So I haven't used a lot of crossbows lately. These Carnos are pretty good. Aw, man, I'm gonna be very salty about that Argent for a long time. Okay, that was a really low-level Carno. They both are really low-level Carnos. That's a Saber Cat. Are you any high level? Nope. So, the unfortunate thing about this game is you end up having to fight a lot of stuff, because nothing high level spawns unless you fight a lot of things. So, I wonder if this Argent is gonna be any good. This is a risk. But if I can do this here, if we can get this Argent down... Oh no, you're almost encumbered, aren't you? Is that... Nope. That's a really nice black one. I keep finding these really cool black Argents, and they're always really low level. So, that's kind of been sad. These Argents are probably going to go down, and those Saber Cats are going to go down. Let me introduce you to the pets inside, though, because I've been building a sort of stable house structure here. I've actually been using a Eco's Stables mod for that, which has been really cool looking. I like how it's been turning out. I'll leave the Rexes down there. Maybe I'll grab that egg, though, just so we have it, because I don't want it to spoil. We'll grab that. I don't think it's not going to be a viable egg, but if we ever use it for kibble. So I'll leave Amber out here. I haven't had any issues with creatures coming up here attacking. The only time that I had a problem was an Alpha Raptor came up over here, and I just sent the Rexes after it. But I'll come in here. Oops. And I've fought so many Alphas, I'm not even filming all of it now because it usually is pretty good. So we've tamed a lot of creatures here. We've got a few. They were all pretty high level. What am I thinking? I want to put that in here. So we have some nice cool storage stuff from this mod too. I should probably stick some of that in its proper place too. But we have some really cool storage stuff. These hay bales are actually storage. So like I have berries in this one. I've got various stuff in the others. But we have a couple of saber tooths. They were both really high level. We have Maya the Raptor. She was pretty high level. I think she was a 108. Also very pretty red color. I really like these reddish-orange raptors. They're really cool looking. Here's Peregrine. I put her inside where she'd be nice and safe. Because she's one of our lower levels in the grand scheme of things. That's her max level is 184. So some of these guys are lower level that are actually out there, but there's a bunch of them. I just wouldn't want Peregrine wandering off. I don't really want any of them wandering off, but I haven't leg ringed a lot of them, and in order to have a saddle and a leg ring for Amber here, I had to borrow Peregrine's, so I put her in here where she wouldn't fly away or anything. She should be pretty safe in there. And what else do we have? We have another Sabertooth. We have a Sarcastodon, a 107. I think this was like a level 70 or I think 90 maybe. I'm not sure. And then we have a couple Scorpions and another Argent up here. And so these guys are also pretty cool. One of them, this one was a 120. This one was a little bit lower. But they were both pretty high level. So I've been taming a lot of the high level stuff and basically destroying the rest of it. Which is I kind of wish there was a better way of getting high level dinosaurs. Like if the wild ones could actually level up and you wouldn't have to kill everything. But there's not. So sad fact of the game. Stuff dies. That's a cool... Okay, Argent. This is the first time one's come right over here. And right on the ground over here, or on the cliffs, actually. That's actually not a bad spot. It's a level 16. We're going to leave it alone. I'll probably have to go fight those guys later at some point, though. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to give you a little update as to what exactly I've been doing. I probably won't film a lot of the combat, and then this will be the interior room here. I don't think we're going to keep animals in here. We might keep some small ones. So, like, we might have some Sarcastodons here. I don't really want to keep anything on this island and breed it because there are Rexes and stuff. And so the stuff that we're breeding, once we have a teleport, will be teleported out of here. I just don't want to leave a lot of our valuable creatures here because I am a little worried they would die. And even though they leave tombstones, I think those despawn if you log out without reviving them. And I don't want to leave many creatures in here that this base could get eaten. So most of the guys in here will probably at some point get sent off to the other base, probably the Hidden Lake one, because That's where we have our other raptor. That's where we have a lot of the Argents. That's where we have the Sarcastodon. We'll find a place for the Sabertooths as well, but I don't know that I want to breed them there, because that's mostly, the one base we have there is mostly the canine creatures, and I think I'm going to keep it that way. So we'll find a place to send these guys as well. We'll make another base. Maybe we'll have an actual snow base at some point. But I have a lot of direwolves over there. I've been taming a bunch more. I've tamed a few Sarcastodons over there as well. This is a good place for Sarcastodons, by the way, this island. Although I've had terrible luck with finding high-level ones. But I've been basically just over there catching and taming direwolves. The reason I like this island for the Argents is that the terrain is better, and there's not... I really hate the Prolavios that are up on the mountain there. And there's Eutyrannus, and they're like the most obnoxious thing in the entire game, I swear. I think they bother me more than the Ichthyornis and the Pegamastics, which are the thieves. I'm pretty sure I hate Eutyrannus more because you'll be flying along and you'll happen to get caught by the roar, and sometime I will show you that, but it sends your bird completely out of control. And it's really, really annoying. So, I don't like the Eutyrannus. So I've been avoiding the snow biome unless I'm hunting for dire wolves. So that's why I wanted to come out here to tame the Argents, because this seems to be the best location. Aside from the alphas, there's really... If you have a high level, there's not much danger. There's nothing that'll dismount you here. So the only dangers really are the elements, and those are not too terribly hard to bear as long as you aren't being stupid like me and walking around. And for armor, there's a red drop. Maybe we'll go check that out. But yeah, so I think we're going to wrap up here. We'll go ahead and wrap this up here. Where did I put Amber? Amber's right here. Okay. We'll close this up. But, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. I just kind of wanted to give you a little idea of what we've been doing. Maybe I'll show a little base building next time, because some of you guys have been asking about that, and I will show some. It's just kind of, it gets a little tedious unless you have access to large quantities of resources and such. So I don't often show the building. And this red drop is going to be a ways out. There's some raptors. We should see if any of them are good. Let's see. I also, at one point, did a Dino Wipe, because I was trying to get, what was it that was not spawning at all? There was something that I had that wasn't spawning anywhere. And so I did a Dino Wipe at one point, which basically what that is it just deletes all the currently active wild donos. And and it'll spawn new ones in. So I'm probably going to do that from time to time as well. And, just to kind of, keep it to that high level. Oh yeah, I couldn't get any high level dire wolves to spawn. I couldn't get any Sarcastodons to spawn at all. There just were too many dinos. Oh, and I was looking for Quetzals. That's what I was doing. And I found one Quetzal, and it was really low level, so I killed it. Unless something is ridiculously rare, which maybe the Quetzal I should have tamed. I usually don't tame it. Some of you guys have asked me about that. Oh, why aren't you taming all those raptors you've been killing? Why aren't you taming all the dire wolves out in the tundra? The reason we don't tame a lot of stuff like that is that it's really common. And so I save that. Otherwise, we're going to end up with like an absolutely ridiculous number of creatures, and it's not going to be any good. So that's the reason that I'm doing that. I'm only trying to tame the high levels because when we do our breeding, I'm going to want to have a lot of them. And a lot of you guys have been really interested to see the breeding. Don't worry, I will show the process. I'll maybe cut out some of the middle because a lot of it is just waiting. And what is this? An Aranio saddle. That's a spider saddle. That's pretty interesting. Oh yeah, we have, I should show you too. We actually have... Let me drop off some of this meat because we have too much of it and it's weighing us down. You get an insane amount of meat on this island. It's crazy. But we have a cave. We actually have a cave on this island, and maybe we'll go check it out at some point. I've heard that you can get a Pteranodon into this one, I think. But yeah, so the caves will be something we explore at some point. I want to get a little more geared up for that because there's bats. And they shred your armor, and I don't like that, but it's right here. So there is, this will be when I get an Argent stuck in here. They can make it part of the way in, though. So there's actually a cave here. And if we go through, there's normally a place we can turn around. I don't want to really actually go into the cave because I'm a little scared of what's inside, but the actual cave is down there. So let's, I'm going to turn around here though. But yeah, so there's a cave here. And we're going to leave it be for now, but at some point we'll have to come in and explore some of these caves. I'm really sad that in some of the caves the creatures are untamable because apparently there's like level 300 and something dire wolves in a snow cave somewhere, but the game won't let you tame them, and that makes me really sad because I would love to get a high level dire, but or that high level of a dire, but we can achieve that through breeding. Before we go though, one last question. I'll probably go snag that purple drop after. But one last question. We've been spending quite a lot of time on the isle here, or on the island here, which is the main map of ARK, but there's also 3 others to choose from. There is Scorched Earth, which I have. There is the Center, and there is Ragnarok, which is one that really fascinates me. That's where the Griffons are originally from. Those ones could be interesting to play around as well. They're also coming out with ARK Aberration, which I don't know anything about, and unless they already came with my ARK, with the purchase that I got, it's not out at the time I bought this, I don't think, or at the time that I'm recording this. Unless it came with the purchase, I don't have it, and if I don't have it, I'm waiting for it to go on sale before I consider buying it, because it's going to be expensive. But there's other maps as well, so would you like to see us start alternating off between our adventure here on the island and possibly one in Ragnarok, maybe a Scorched Earth, or the Center, or something like that? Would you want to see something like that? Would you be at all interested in that? Or do you want to just stick with the island for now and see how that goes? Let me know if you would be interested in seeing another map and which one you'd want to see. We're certainly not going to stop our adventure on the island. We just might end up possibly rotating back and forth, and possibly the other benefit of that would be potentially being able to switch back and forth with different creatures. So we could upload some of our creatures and then download them someplace else. So that's a terror bird saddle. That's not bad. And a sword. I think my sword is better than that. They're blueprints, though, so we'd have to craft them anyway. So, but yeah, other than that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.